Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Dharan. I'm the SA for Medley Toastmasters Club. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the Medley Toastmasters Club. The mission of the Toastmaster is to provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their leadership skills and communication skills, results in greater self-confidence and personal growth. To run a successful meeting, we do have 3 ground rules. Rule number 1, please put your mobile phone either in silent mode or in airplane mode. I'll give you 10 seconds. Rule number 2, during the meeting, please use a chit of paper to communicate. Rule number 3, please avoid using sex, religion and politics in your speeches. With this, I'd like to introduce a person who is going to preside the meeting, the presiding officer. The person who is an anesthesiologist working at Cancer Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, the lady who puts people to sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Prasanna Vani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dharan, for this kind introduction. Greetings, Toastmasters and guests. With this table, I declare meeting number 747 open. I welcome our eminent members who have joined us today. Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham, a past district public relations manager, and all members and your guests. Welcome to Medley meeting. It has been a successful and very exciting time for our entire country. We've heard news about Chandrayaan, Pragananda and Neeraj Chopra. They are all proof of what endeavor and discipline helps people in reaching success. Last week, I read an interesting article which analyzed the biomechanics of Neeraj Chopra's javelin throw. Did anyone read that article in the Hindu? Dharan has read. Yeah. I was surprised to know that we all normally assume that it's either the strength or the stamina or the speed which made Neeraj Chopra throw his javelin far. It was none of that. It was not his strength, it was not his speed. What made him throw that extra distance, clinching him the title, was his flexibility. He had this power to arch his back and flex himself more than the rest of the other athletes. And this flexibility was something which he consciously improved to have an edge over the others. Flexibility is an important part of also communication and leadership. We see great speakers when they face a technical glitch, be it an audio-visual disturbance or any interruption. They take it in a stride and go on unperturbed. So it is with leaders. When they face any unexpected situations, they are flexible in their approach, they analyze the situation and modify their proceedings accordingly. This flexibility will help us in facing various life situations in this changing world. Toastmasters is there to enable people to develop their communication and leadership skills. It was founded by Ralph C. Medley way back, a century back in 1924. It is a non-profit organization with a worldwide network of clubs helping people to become better at public speaking and communication skills. Here at Toastmasters, we have ample opportunities to develop these skills. With this, I would also like the guests to introduce themselves so that we get to know you better. Please tell about how you came to know about this club, what brought you here, and what are your expectations from this meeting. I guess Sanjay? Yeah.
Hi all, good afternoon. My name is Sanjay. I hail from Chennai. I've studied in BIT DA Gopalpuram and completed my graduation from BIT Kalyani Goa campus. Since last year I've been working in Deloitte Hyderabad. Right now I'm working from office. So I came to know about Toastmasters Club through my parents. So I'm planning to write my CAT this year and want to pursue my MBA from next year onwards. So I felt that I needed to have a bit more self-confidence about myself because I feel that I lack it I know that I lack self-confidence and opening up to people more. So I felt that if I join a club where like-minded people I can meet like-minded people and open myself to them, I'll be able to communicate with others as well in the outside world. So that's why I wanted to join this club and I'm very happy to be part of today's session. Thank you.
any member here what brought them to Toastmasters, they would all say almost something on similar lines. Self-confidence is something we all come here for, and that is one thing which we all benefit the most from in Toastmasters. I call upon our guest Abhinav to come and share a few words about himself.
So good evening guys. So my name is Abhinav. So I am doing the third year in Guru Nanak College. So basically I came to know Toastmasters through my cousin. My cousin was doing Toastmasters a year ago. So basically I wanted to join Toastmasters because as he said, I don't have self-confidence to talk in front of say or 500 to 1000 people. So I feel shy. I think that what they think, whether I say the fact correctly or not. So basically even I want to improve my self-confidence and confidently speak in front of 1000 people. And also next year I want to do MBA in sports management. So where it is in Mumbai. So even there they told that you need to have good communication, good self-confidence, and you need to know why you choose this, choose that. So I think communication is a very important skill. So I wanted to join. So I'm pleased to be here.
I'm glad both the guests have come to the right places for their best to improve the self-confidence. Toastmasters is the unique part of Toastmasters is it's an experiential learning where you experience, you learn it on the job. Every role you do, every task you do here helps you build your self-confidence in a subconscious manner. You will see that as the meeting proceeds today. To lead the meeting forward, we have Toastmaster Kalyani. Toastmaster Kalyani is a passionate leader in medical coding. She believes that it is not important what you do it is important how you do it. And she is epitome of enthusiasm and perfection in whatever she sets out to do. Toastmaster Kalyani, over to you.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to this meeting. And related to the theme, I will shorten a small story. Once upon a time, a man found a butterfly that was starting to hatch from its cocoon. He sat down and watched the butterfly for hours as it struggled to force itself through a tiny hole. Then it suddenly stopped making progress and looked like it was stuck. So the man decided to help the butterfly, and he took a pair of scissors and cut the remaining bit of the cocoon. The butterfly then emerged easily, although it had a swollen body and small shriveled wings. The man thought nothing about it. He sat there waiting for the wings to grow and support the butterfly. However, that never happened. The butterfly spent the rest of the life unable to fly, crawling around with small wings and a swollen body. Despite the man's kind heart, he did not understand that the restricting cocoon and the struggle needed by the butterfly to get itself through the small hole were God's way of forcing fluid from the body of the butterfly into its wings to prepare itself for flying once it was free. Our struggles in life help to develop our strengths. Without struggles, we never grow and get stronger. So, it is important for us to tackle challenges on our own by our self-motivation. For the benefit of guests, Toastmaster meeting is divided into 3 rounds. The first is the prepared speech, where members will be delivering speeches based on the parts and the projects they have chosen. The second part of the session is the table topics round, where members can practice thinking and speaking on their feet. This round is also known as impromptu speech section. Guests are also welcome to participate in this round. The third and final round is the evaluation round, in which all the prepared speeches as well as other aspects of the session will be evaluated by the general evaluator and her team. Let me invite on the stage our GE of the day. She is an academician, clinician, leader and a mentor. Regards to the theme, she says, she follows, success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. Let's put our hands to welcome our general evaluator, TM Pravda.
Thank you, TMOD. A very good evening to fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. When I feel low, the one book that I often read is my undergraduation autograph book. How many of you know what an autograph book is? This generation call it a slam book. My 5-year undergraduation went in a very simple manner without much excitement or achievements. But as I turned the pages of my autograph book, I not only indulge in the nostalgic reminiscence, but also I get motivated by the words such as, you are very friendly, helpful, straightforward, perfectionist. Many people have also mentioned that I should have come out of my small friend circle and would have moved along with so many people. If they had told me during my college days, I would have probably become little more sociable. But Toastmaster is not, it's a different scenario. You will be judged and evaluated now and then. And this will help you not only to learn, but also mold you into a better personality in a positive way. Being a general evaluator of today, I am going to evaluate the entire meeting number 747, and this is a teamwork. And I have a team called evaluators who will help me exclusively evaluating the speakers, and I have another team who by this time would have started their evaluation, and they are called as a tag team, timer, counter and grammarian. To play the role of a timer, today we have a very new Toastmaster, a Chennai-based IT professional who loves to spend time with his family and also play cricket with his kids. When I asked him, what is this motivation? He said, the thought, be happy with what you have while working for what you want, motivates him. Please join with me to welcome Toastmaster Bharat, the timer of today's meeting.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will be the timer for today's meeting. So as a timer, I will time the table topic speeches, the prepared speeches and the evaluation. So I'll be alerting the speakers using the green card, the yellow card and the red card to alert them about the remaining time remaining. For the table topic speeches, which is of duration 1 to 2 minutes, so I will raise the green card at 1 minute and I'll continue to hold. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card and continue to hold. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. And at the end of the table topic session, I will read out the qualified speakers for you to hold. For the evaluation speeches, which is of duration 2 to 3 minutes, I will raise the green card at 2 minutes and I'll continue to hold for 2 minutes 30 seconds. And at 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card and hold it. And at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. At the end of the evaluation session, I will read out the qualified speakers for you to hold. And then coming on to the prepared speeches, which is of duration 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I will raise the green card and continue to hold. And at 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card and continue to hold. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. At the end of the prepared speeches, I will call out for the qualified speakers for you to hold. At the end of the session, I will give you the full detailed report of the time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To play the role of our counter, today we have a passionate poet amongst us. She believes in spreading a meaningful message to bring change for the better. She strongly believes in herself and she never give up during difficult circumstances. She is motivated by the same words of Winston Churchill that I like. Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it's the courage to continue that counts. Please join with me to welcome the Pearl of Medley, Toastmaster Pearl Ann.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pravda. A toddler looks adorable, mumbling meaningless words. But an adult, not so much. While the toddler may be showered with kisses, a grown-up at an interview, for a grown-up at an interview, it might be a kiss of death. That's why every Toastmaster meeting has an hour counter. As the hour counter today, my role is to keep track of the meaningless filler words such as and crutch words such as like, you know, because, etc. I will take note of them and come back with my report towards the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. To play the role of a grammarian, we have another passionate Toastmaster. She loves to be a volunteer for corporate social responsibilities activities. She works as an advisor for Medley systems. She has several mantras, all-time mantras to follow, and few of them are lead with grace and grit, and everything you need is within you. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Rekha to read out the responsibilities of the meeting.
Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, my responsibility is to pay close attention to the speakers in listening to their language usage. I will also make a note of the improper usage or any outstanding words, speech, thought, or any sayings. As a grammarian, my duty is also to introduce you to the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is ineffable. So the meaning of ineffable is you will use this word to say something that is great or extreme, that can be expressed or described in words. தமிழ்ல அதோட மீனிங் வந்து வர்ணிக்க முடியாத or விவரிக்க முடியாத. To say a couple of examples of ineffable, when I held my newborn baby in my hand for the first time, the feeling of joy and love was ineffable. Okay, it's the first example. And the second example, mastering the art of public speaking will invoke the ineffable power within you. I encourage every one of the speaker to use as much possible the word of the day. At the end of the meeting, I will come and present the grammarian report, and I will also report the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Grammarian, Toastmaster Rekha. I will come back to conduct the evaluation session, and over to TMOD.
Three things make up ineffable work: skill, experience, and motivation. If you take away any of these, we produce grind work or immature work or poor work. But here is the problem. We can teach skill and we can gain experience, but we cannot manufacture motivation. Your motivation code is unique, sustained, and unchanging drive. That is the source of your deepest engagement. Our first speaker for the day is an MBA in HR and has worked with ICICI. Currently, she enjoys being a homemaker and who embraces every moment. But before I invite her to the stage, I would like to invite her speech evaluator, TM Hemant, to read out her speech objectives. Big round of applause for TM Hemant.
Thank you. Today, I am evaluating the speech of the mother of Earth, or Cisy. In her, she is giving her speech from the pathway Motivational Strategies. Her project name is Evaluation and Feedback. She is giving level 1, project 5, that is Evaluation and Feedback. And from her first evaluation, she got recommendation to reduce the pauses, which I will look forward, and best of luck, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Please help me welcome TM Cisy. Thoughts to Destiny. Thoughts to Destiny, TM Cisy.
Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Imagine me, someone who was once quite nervous about public speaking. The idea of confidently addressing a crowd seemed like an insurmountable challenge. One day, I walked into a Toastmasters meeting, my heart pounding with the desire to overcome this fear. I told my fellow Toastmasters about my dream to become a confident speaker. Those words, shaky but sincere, marked the beginning of my journey. With each meeting, I took small steps. I volunteered for impromptu speeches, even though my nerves got the best of me at times. But each time, I felt a little more in control. I accepted roles that required speaking, like being an art counter or time. Those actions might have seemed minor, but they were building blocks. Now, let's delve into a real life story that illustrates this concept further. We have all heard of the legendary basketball player Michael Jordan. He once said, "I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed." This anecdote perfectly mirrors the journey from thoughts to destiny. Jordan's thought was the desire to be the best, and he vocalized this through his words and actions. His relentless practice and dedication became habits that shaped his character into a determined and hardworking individual. This character in turn became his destiny, and he became one of the greatest athletes of all time. How many of you have used Airbnb? Airbnb. Do you know the story behind that? How a simple thought transformed into a global phenomenon was showcased by the story of Airbnb. It all began with the thought of Cisy and Joe Gebbia, two friends who realized they could capitalize on a major event in their city by offering air mattresses to attendees who needed a place to stay. This initial thought was born out of the need for extra income. The thought evolved into words as Cisy and Gebbia created a simple website to advertise their bed and breakfast concept. The website caught the attention of potential guests, leading to their bookings. As Airbnb gained traction, the founders developed the habits of continuous improvement. They gathered feedback, refined their platform, expanded their offerings beyond air mattresses. Over time, Airbnb's character evolved to prioritize community, connection, and trust. Airbnb's destiny was shaped by its transformation from a small idea to a large platform. Airbnb's story demonstrates how a modest idea can evolve into a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, emphasizing the importance of persistence, adaptability, and commitment to values in shaping the destiny of a business. In conclusion, let's continue to be mindful of our thoughts, words, actions, and habits, for they shape our character and ultimately lead us to our destiny. Just a single thought gave birth to an amateur Toastmaster, a basketball legend, and an evolution of a business idea. Let's strive to be the architects of our destiny, creating a future we can be proud of. Thank you.
Our next speaker for the day is a software developer working as technical lead. He's passionate about coding and making music. He says his motivational quote is always his mother. Before I invite him, I would like to invite a speech evaluator, TM Praveena, to read out the speech objectives.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. As an evaluator for Toastmaster Jagan of Pathways Visionary Communication Level 2 Project 3, the project name is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring and the duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Here, the speaker has to clearly give us an idea on what Toastmasters visualizes mentoring as. He has to share some experience as a prodigy and how important it was for him to get the mentorship from his mentor. Care has to be taken that it should not be a report of the content of the introduction to Toastmasters meeting. I'm sure all of you are looking at me because as a GE, I had mentioned maybe we should do something different before a person comes over here and gives a speech. So what I thought was, can we make it a norm? Because breathing is supposed to be one of the best exercise to control stress or even to relieve stress. So why not we have a short 10 seconds breathing exercise before our speech session? And most importantly, when someone is coming here to give a humorous speech, like the TMOD last session, he gave a laughter therapy. Because humorous speakers are under immense pressure because we somehow as audience, when we know it's a humorous speech, we are not motivated to smile much. I don't know why. If it's off the cuff, we do it. So maybe a laughter therapy before a humorous speech and a breathing session just before a regular speech. So can we have just 5 to 10 seconds of breathing session just to help the people? Toastmaster Cisy, next time definitely you will have the breathing session before your speech. Yeah. So I will count 1, 2 when we will breathe in, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 breathe out. Shall we do it for 4 or 5 times? Okay, breathe in, 1, 2, please close your eyes. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 1, 2, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 1, 2, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope everyone is feeling nice. I can feel the transformation in the atmosphere here. Thank you so much. Over to the TMOD.
Thank you, Praveena, for your wonderful breathing session. Let me help welcome TM Jagan. Set me on fire. Set me on fire.
Are you ready, Madam Toastmaster, to be set on fire? Nobody asked me this question. There were 3 instances by 3 people who set me on fire. I didn't ask them to set me on fire. I didn't give a notification or an application, please set me on fire, but they did. Now, before going into the session, I want to introduce you that this is my second project, Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. I'm doing it for the second time. I did it last time in my previous pathway, which was Persuasive Influence. In that pathway, in that project, I talked about 5 people. So you won't find them here in this speech, although some instances will come back. 1, my father, how he was my mentor. 2, my mother, how she was my mentor. 3, my life coach, how she was my mentor, and so on, my mentors at Toastmasters and my mentors, my first 2 managers at work. Today, these 3 instances that I'm going to talk about, they literally set me on fire with 3 weapons. The first weapon is the weapon of truth. 2016, I was fresh out of college. I went to Mysore for training, Infosys. 6 months I spent there, hard training. It's not like the training that I've ever had in college because the subject was new and we had pressure to get things done. Thus, we had a life coach. Because you are stressed, you have somebody to talk to. Infosys was very benevolent in that. But I was not stressed because I liked the work. But I had a lot of questions. So I'd go to her to get these things answered. In the meantime, I was wearing a colored ID because I was a trainee there. There was another woman who was my age, but she had joined a couple of months before. She had been the trainee there, but she had become a teacher after finishing off the training. One afternoon, she and I had a lunch for 2 hours straight. So if you have a lunch and you start liking that person, I went to my life coach and I said, ma'am, I like this woman. I want to take this thing forward. What would have been my life coach's answer? Any guess?
Any guess? My mentor knows because I've told this story to him. But any guess? What would have been my life coach's answer?
Many people came to me and said the same.
Sorry?
Many came to me and said the same.
Focus on your career. Don't go beyond. Look for marriage.
So these two are my mentees. One person says focus on your career, other person says focus on marriage. my life coach said no. She said straightforward no, because she is a teacher, you are a trainee, it ends there. And you will leave in another 1 month, why do you complicate things? The same evening, that person comes in to the same cubicle, and I was sitting there. She says, my life coach says to her, Bharti, there are so many eyes on you on this campus. She looks at me, starts laughing, because she hit me with a weapon of truth. She told that woman in front of me, no, I mean business here, don't go forward with this. So that was the time that I realized what power it is. I was set on fire by truth. My mentor, my life coach, she told me the value of truth. And that day, when I was walking down with the same woman, she asked me, why did she say something like that? And I had to implement what I had learned just about. Now I confessed. I told about the lunch. And we had a good friendship after that. It was not ruined. Thanks to truth, that I learned something and I'm implementing it even today. That weapon of truth gave me the peace, and it still gives me the peace today. Honesty and trust builds out of that truth. That was the first instance that I was set on fire. The second instance that I want to talk to you about is when I was set on fire by the weapon of excellence. Today you see me in this suit. Last year you would not have seen me in this suit. Today you see me deliver a speech. Maybe 5 years ago you would not have seen me deliver a speech like this. It was all because of the weapon of excellence that my mentor, DTM Thomas, hit me with. He set me on fire because in 2018 that I went to him for the first time, I said, sir, I have a division contest. I want your mentorship for that division contest. The speech before and the speech after, both of them were written by me. But the difference was my mentor. The difference that I am here today is because of my mentor. Because this suit, I remember I was just standing in the Park Avenue store in EA. I was just here like this, sir, you take care. You script me, sculpt me, set me on fire, do whatever you want. But somehow this suit came out to be the game changer at my work as well, which I dwelled on when I did the Understanding My Leadership Style project. I posted a picture on WhatsApp. My manager saw it one by one, and went into, and next thing that I knew, I was standing in front of a 2,500 plus audience, delivering a script that I had written. The third thing that I want to talk to you about is the weapon of compassion. 2 years ago, I was out of a break. I was coming back to work out of a break. The break was a long break. I had put my application to companies to get to work. There was one company where I got through the first round, and the second round, I was embarrassed that I could not do a class 1 coding problem. In coding language, it's a class 1 problem. It's like, what do plants emit during night? It's that kind of a problem. I could not do it. I was so embarrassed. The interviewer could have easily told me, Jagan, best of luck next time. He would have easily stomped on me and then got into the next interview. But he did not. What he did, he gave me resources. Jagan, go to these places. I understand you have potential, you are coming back from a break. Go to these resources, basics. Practice coding for 1 week. Come back for round 2 of round 2. And I went back to him for round 2 of round 2. And because of his benevolence, because of his temporary mentorship, although how permanent it has its effect on me is ineffable. But that temporary one moment of compassion has brought to me here today. So these 3 things, that's what I see as mentorship. The weapon of truth, the weapon of excellence, the weapon of compassion. And today in Toastmasters, if You have noticed my cuffs are coming out. My shirt is not as ironed as it should have been. We may think I look perfect. I stood at the mirror and I saw myself, this is good for a toast, but it isn't. That's why we need mentors. Over to you.
Our next speaker for the day is serial entrepreneur. Right now, he's working as an assistant vice president in an Irish-based IT company, CubeMatch Claritas. He says his motivation quote is, "This too shall pass." When he fails, he keeps motivated by this, and also during his success, this reminds him to stay motivated. Before I invite him to stage, I would like to invite our area director and his speech evaluator, TM Saravanan, to read out the speech objectives. Big round of applause to TM Saravanan.
Although the room is dark, I am sure Toastmaster Vijayarajan will be making this bright. We can switch on the tube light. So, innovative planning. Toastmaster Vijayarajan is giving a speech on innovative planning pathways. Level 3, Project 1, Presenter Proposal. The purpose of this project is to practice developing and presenting a proposal. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, please note. Over to the Toastmaster.
Now let us welcome the speaker, TM Vijayarajan. The 200 crore project. 200 crore project, 300 crores.
How many of you want to be a part of a 200 crore project by the end of 2013? That's great. Good evening, Toastmasters, doctors, and my dear guests. In the year 2007, when I discovered a new market, a new product, I never imagined in my life when I was studying my MBA that I can create my own product. But when that happened in the year 2007, the joy which I had, the pride which I had was literally ineffable. Today I am going to share the story of the product which I created, which succeeded and which did not sustain, the success and failure of the product. And now we are planning to relaunch the product, and I'm looking for seeding capital for that particular product. So it is basically a proposal for the proposal. I started my career as a medical representative. When I joined the company Abbott India Laboratories, I thought the proportion between a medical representative and doctor will be like this. But in reality, it was like this. I couldn't enter the doctor's cabin. They said, doctors don't have time. Doctors did not listen to me. And doctor just used to be lost. They gave me a lot of product information. I thought I have to convey it to the doctor, but doctor will say, just 2 minutes, 1 minute, just tell the name of the product. So basically, doctors, by that time, I saw doctors saw medical representative as a spam, loading their desktop tables with full of papers and over informations. Doctors were Santa Claus and postmasters. I went to my boss and asked, what is the problem we are going to solve for the doctor? If there is a business, we have to solve a problem, right? As a salesman, I have to solve a problem for my client. What is the problem I could solve for my doctor? My boss said, information, you have to share the informations. But I asked, they are overloaded with informations. By 1980s and 1990s, doctors needed information. Doctors need information regarding medicines and pharmacology related. Today, doctors are overloaded. They don't need information at all. So where is the need for it? In the name of solving the problem, we are just creating another problem. So I was just So basically, I found that doctors are living in an era of over-information. So, which earlier there was a need in the market, today there is no need for sales representatives, there is no need for medical representatives. We have to find out a problem which we can solve to the doctor. My bosses did not listen to me. I left the company. After 2 or 3 or 4 years, as somebody said, what your thought becomes your actions. I came out with a solution. I came out with a solution which can solve the problem of the pharma industry. That is, I discovered that doctors also need promotions. Doctors who are running private hospitals needs promotions like any other business. But their education is totally different. So we can help them in promoting their hospitals. Instead of promoting your product, promote the doctor. Doctor will promote you. By the year 2007, I found each and every doctor needed a web presence, website presence. So I came up with a solution to the pharma industry, IndianDoctors.in, a portal to promote doctors. Instead of giving gifts which are no way related to doctors, why not we give a gift which can promote a doctor? So I came out with a proposal to the pharma industry to provide website as a gift to the doctor. Initially, the product was a great success. Wherever I went, I think each and every person who is in sales and marketing will know getting an appointment is very difficult to talk to the managers or anyone. But this particular product, when I took it to the market, the managing director of the company wanted to meet me. So it enthralled, it thrilled the pharma industry. I got easy orders initially. My initial customers were Force India Laboratories, Apex Laboratories, Akasis, Dr. Reddy's, and Ceylon Pharmaceuticals. Today, whatever I have, my house, my car, everything came from this particular product. The product was received well in the market. Doctors appreciated this input. But one thing, the product couldn't sustain because of utility value. Doctors by 2007 were not net savvy. For pharma industry, they needed senior doctors. Senior doctors are capable of giving good business. So, but this product, since doctors were not net savvy, they received the website, but they did not use anything in the website, like appointment fixing or anything. So over a period of time, any product which doesn't have utility value will fail. So next years, over a period of time, doctors did not ask for renewing the websites. But I was keep on working on how can I make this doctor create utility value for these doctors. But I didn't understand that any product, since the basic thing that doctors don't have time to serve the internet, and very importantly, doctors are not net savvy, I couldn't succeed in that. So, lack of practical utility value did not make the product to succeed. Today, it's time to relaunch this particular product. This product went well, received well, but it did not survive. Why today it is the right time to relaunch this product is, today each and every doctor can access websites. And today there is one more competitor in the market called Practo.com. And the biggest advantage of our product is going to be Practo.com charges to the doctors. We are going to give the same product at free of cost. Which one will succeed? So basically, we are looking for investors. If you can invest, or if you know any investors, please contact me. Let us discuss further on the return on investment, the kind of investment we need, and what are all things we are going to invest, everything. In detail we can talk. With this, I leave this floor to them.
five speakers are Toastmaster Cisy and Toastmaster Dharan.
Our inner drives have a big impact on our work. Frank was an engineer who was always great at his work. He was given a promotion, but things began to go down when he started the new role. He was cutting corners and missing deadlines. What is going wrong? The problem lay with his motivation. Frank had told that he realized that he was strongly motivated by a desire to receive recognition from his co-workers and to learn new things. The problem was Frank's new role required to focus on all the things that did not motivate him. Now going to the next round of our Toastmaster meeting, table topics round. I would like to invite, he is a 360-degree corporate communicator for over 4 decades, communication consultant and creator using words, visuals and voice. Let us applause and invite DTM Thomas for the table topics.
Thank you very much, ma'am. For us to capture the ineffable joy on the faces of people when they come and crack the topic, can we have more lights, please? I have no visuals to offer you except words. Thank you. How many of you here have no designated roles today? All of you. Advance notice. Be prepared. I have 3 types of topics today for all of you. One is, what is this? Straightforward, right? Straightforward. Another one is, it's my designation, life experience. Life experience. And the third one is, what do you see? A line with a twist. A line with a twist. This is for the veterans and the venturesome. Both can participate. This is straightforward, as you know. So prove your degree of courage in choosing. You will decide that and demonstrate that. For the benefit of new Toastmasters and for the guests, you need to talk for minimum 1 minute and no more than 2 minutes 29 seconds. 30, in case the timer makes a mistake, you will get disqualified. Right? So for the 1 minute, green, 1.5 minutes, yellow, 2 minutes, red. You have another 29 minutes grace. Are we ready? Like the second speaker asked, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Here we go. Now, who will inaugurate this? Let's start with the bold Southern Thomas Dharan. Straightforward, story with a line with a twist. Life story is not good. Story with, I like that. Okay. So make a pick. Make a pick. It reads. So it's none. It reads. Coffee, tea, or me? Don't worry. It's not that famous book. Asked chocolate. Chocolate asked. Coffee, tea, or me?
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Coffee, tea, or me? Before my marriage, I'm a teetotaler, which means I even don't drink tea. But after my marriage, due to a lot of happiness which happened in my family, where I started my business. So due to more happiness each and every day, each and every second, I started to feel overwhelmed. To control myself, I started to drink tea, which is in black color. It's called black tea. And people, you may think black colored drink refers a lot. But then I used to drink only black tea, especially Friday evening, which refreshes me, which gives amazing weekend. So if you ask me, after marriage, after starting or following your dream, do you want to drink black tea? If you ask me, I would say 100% yes, you have to drink a black tea because you are going to create a very big impact in people's life. You are going to change the world. For that, you have to drink the black tea. You have to worship it, but then you have to limit it because it's going to give the grey hair, which gives the wisdom as well. So limit your black tea, enjoy life, and have a happy weekend and create an impact in the world. Over to you, Hemant.
Thank you very much. New Toastmasters and guests, you must have noticed how coffee, tea, or me and chocolate ended up like a motivational story. This is the trick. This is the trick. Bide your time. Second, we have Rajesh Sahu, Toastmaster Rajesh Sahu, who thought that career matters, not getting further in romance. Yeah, you will take straightforward or story with the light with a twist. You like the twist. Yeah. You like career. Yeah, make a choice. Make a pick.
If I can, then I go to straight.
Sure. You have the option. What does it say? It says people who live in glass houses should wear clothes.
Right. Okay. So it does not matter wherever you live. You have to wear clothes in a hidden area. It is like whatever you do, okay, so do with honesty. Even if no one is looking at you. Honesty is something which comes from inside. So if you are honest, then you have to be honest all the time. If anyone is watching you, that time also you have to be honest, and on your own, when no one is around also, you need to be honest. So it does not matter if your house is made of glass, still you switch off the light and change your clothes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Friends, you saw the technique here. He latched on to something he could hold, and then he went around. This is the technique. Well done. We now have Kirtan George. Yes, Kirtan, what's your choice? You're not sure? You want to go for a straight one? Sure, you can see. Make it.
Special reason? You don't need a special reason to be good to someone.
You don't need a special reason to be good to someone. Kirtan George.
Well, I chose this direct topic because it would be simple, but it's easily a bit crazy with the speech.
Sure. You don't need a special reason to be good to someone. Good to someone. Good to someone.
Well, in my life, I have
you been good to someone? Give us. Or someone else good to you? Tell us. Mom, teachers.
well, I think it reminds me of my biology teacher at my class 8. Well, she did inspire me to love the subject of biology. That's why I've chosen biotech under graduation. Like, she was a special teacher to me. Actually, she used to teach the subject with a lot of humor and also with a lot of PowerPoints and slides. It is through her teaching I really was in with love with biology. And also I remember my chemistry teacher. We used to humorously call him Blade. His name was Ravi sir, but we used to call him Blade Ravi because he was a very strict teacher. And he used to, if we did any mischiefs, he used to beat us so hard. I mean, anyone who was naughty or this, but after all, he was a humorous teacher. I mean, he used to teach us with humor. And, also, sorry.
Yep. Fine. So, these are the stories we guided you. Shall we now have Toastmaster Dr. Shanmugam? What would you take, sir? This is a life story, life experience. I thought you would take that? Then a guest will be deprived of that. Never mind, we'll find them. Yeah, please speak. Out of this, please speak.
Most memorable day in my life.
Most memorable day in doctor's life. Over to you.
Yes, sir. The one moment I always used to remember. That is like when I was a student. I have completed my master degree in MSc. After that, I have got admission for MPhil in St. Xavier's College, Palipur, Tamil Nadu. I have got that dropped. That time it was 15,000, the drop for getting admission in MPhil degree. I have gone to my college. Before going the step, the college office is in the second floor. I was walking. On the first floor, I am meeting my friends. They are my seniors. They have told don't get admission in MPhil. We are doctorate. After finishing MPhil also, we wouldn't be able to get the job. They have told like that. Then what I have done, I dropped my idea to join in the MPhil course. Then I have come back and returned back. That dropped in the back. After that, I have realized. After 2 years also, I couldn't do any course as well as I didn't get any job also. So I have thought, okay, education will not be wasted. If you do the education, definitely it will be helpful. So whether it is useful or not, any study, you should continuously study, it will be useful for your life. That's all. This is a memorable thing.
Thank you very much for your point of reflection, so to say. Now can we have Toastmaster Tamil? Yes, sir. What's your choice? Which one? Middle one is for the guests. We will give it to the guests. That's the one with the twist. This is straightforward. I like that. It needs guts to lead a large team like you do. I can understand. What does it say? Facebook is a show window. Facebook is a show window like this. So,
yeah. Good afternoon. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Facebook. Actually, it's one of the social media which came up in the earlier days. I'm talking in terms of social media eras. Like there is a group which thought over the process, meaning basically the communication process. They had a struggle in communicating with big groups or multiple groups or groups in multiple regions, multiple countries. So this Facebook idea came up during that time, meaning to communicate with people in multiple countries effectively. They can share the images, they can share the they can share the videos, they can share their ideas, thoughts, anything they can share with the multiple groups. Particularly, it was started in the students. So where they want to interact, if they are in some specific field, they want to get more knowledge in that area, then they can communicate with the same-minded people in other area. That is the place it was started. Yes, obviously, if something is good, always there will be a bad thing. There are advantages. Obviously, there will be disadvantages, right? So it is a window. So if you use it effectively, it will help you. If you don't use it, it will not help you. So you can use it effectively. That's why.
We now have Sri Anand. What's your selection? All right? Please. Take one. What does it say?
At the end of the game, the king and the pawns go into the same box.
At the end of the game, the king, the pawns, all of them go into the same box. Go, teacher.
The theme reflects about the general mindset of people. General mindset in the sense how we live, how it's about how we born and how we live and how we go on, which differs in every individual's life. But at the end, everything ends in the same area where it began. This theme is like a kind of philosophical message, which can create an idea about the human life, because nowadays the people think in a different manner about their life, that they were very frustrated and very workaholic, and they are more thinking towards their life. The simple theme is that life starts where and the life starts and ends in the same place, and everything is same in this world until it differs upon the mindset of the humans. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very well captured the essence of the theme. Wonderful. Now could we have Toastmaster Ajit come on? What is the twist of the tale, right? You do. What does it say? A journey of 1,000 miles starts with the Google Maps. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a Google.
Okay. This is a story how I planned my journey. In the year 2019, I moved into a special role which required so many travel. I was so excited that I can travel every month. And I'm going to design data center in different regions of the world. I did one travel to go and study largest data center we have and came back. And that was it. We went into COVID. And then I learned you can still design data centers sitting at home. Then I switched from physical travel to a virtual travel. So I started arranging WebEx calls. My counterparts will go with a camera or a phone and show me this is the area, this is where we are going to build it. That increased my imagination. So that got me a kind of special skill where I can visualize without going there. I started telling, yes, here is the rack, here is the power, here is where the lines come from, here is the cooling. So you don't need a Google map. If you have a mental map, you can travel across.
Very well done. You only have Google and a mental map. You don't need Google Maps. Wonderful. Now we will have the guests having the same fun. Are you game? Very good. Who goes first? A for Abhinav. We'll go alphabetical. Come along. You're going to be a sports MBA. You must be a venturesome person, right? So you have to go for the one with the twist. There's only one or two left, or do you want to go with the straight one? Or do you want a life story?
Life story.
Life story. Take it. What does it say?
Who has influenced my life the most?
Who has influenced Abhinav's life the most? Okay.
So one of the most important person actually was influenced my life is actually Virat Kohli. The reason being I'm a die-hard cricket fan and I really love cricket. So the reason being why Virat Kohli is at the age of 17-18 he was playing a Ranji Trophy match. He was playing, the day got over. He went to the hotel room. A call came. The news was his father died. So he didn't know how to react because he was just 17-18 years. So he went home. All his parents, siblings, everyone were crying. They were heartbroken. And he didn't react anything. Inside he was really scared. He didn't know what to do. So it was a 4-day Ranji game. So next day he was batting. His team was in danger. So he didn't know what to do because he was just 17-18 and his coach decided to tell him, don't come to the match because your father is dead, that's more important. But he decided to go play the match. He scored a century in that match and helped his team win that match. So I find that really influencing because there may be so many obstacles in your life. So if you have a heart and mind to overcome it, you can achieve anything in life.
Wow. So this is now time for guest Sanjay. You want to go beyond life story, right? What do you decide? Life experience or something straightforward?
See the life story.
Life story. Absolutely, you have the option A or B. Sure. It says, my childhood friend. My childhood friend.
So first, straightforward.
Straightforward. Yeah. Okay, you want more degree of difficulty. Higher degree of friends.
So you can't describe one friend.
Oh, but nobody is listening, so you can always be partial. Come, go ahead, take it. It says, a pencil, a book, and a teacher can make a true human. We had the Teacher's Day not many days ago. A pencil, a book, and a teacher can make a true human.
Good afternoon, all Toastmasters. So the theme is a pencil, a book, and a teacher can make a true human. This is a very good statement to depict how a person's life can pan out, because a pencil is where you start your life with. Because when we enter school, when we enter our childhood, we use a pencil to write and learn, and we get to know stuff like, okay, we learn. So a book is when once we get to know the words ABCs and learn to read sentences, we tend to turn to books, because that's a major source of entertainment when you don't have places to go outside or friends to play with. So books can be of many types, like mythological or fiction. So my experience is I like mythological books very much. So for example, like Percy Jackson. So those are I like those kind of books because they stimulate my visualization, and they help me to enjoy and give a satisfaction which I may not get by playing outside or being with friends. In case there are no friends, I've spent an all-nighter without sleeping just by finishing one book. So that's how I was into books. And a teacher, like you obviously need a physical support. You can't lead your life by your own. So a teacher is a very important person because she tends to mold you from your childhood till you finish your graduation. Even in every part of life, even after you finish graduation, every person you meet will be a teacher, because you will keep on learning something new from any person you meet. So I feel that the statement is a very good way to represent life. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. I must say, in all honesty, you're already talking like a Toastmaster.
Thank you very much.
Anyone who didn't have a role and yet didn't have a chance to speak? Anyone? You haven't spoken. No, but she has a role. She has a role. The surprise. Sure. I think respecting time, shall I stop here? I've taken my 20 minutes. Or can I take you to one? No, I think we'll stop this, right? There we are. Thank you very much.
I hope we had an ineffable TT session today. Before going, let's, Timer, please let us know the qualified table topic speakers.
Qualified table topic speakers are Toastmaster Dharan, Toastmaster R.K. Shahu, Toastmaster Keaton George, Toastmaster Shanmugaveli, Toastmaster Tamiraveli, Toastmaster Medley Toastmasters, Toastmaster Rajit Kumar, guest Praveena, and guest Sanjay. All of them.
Everyone, please vote the best speaker. I think the link has come in the WhatsApp. Next.
For guess what shall we do?
Paper. We'll pass the papers.
Yes.
In this hectic world, most of us are busy doing what we don't stop to think about why we are doing that. But to understand who really we are, we need to understand what motivates us. Everyone has a unique motivation that drives our emotions and behavior. The unique code is unchanging. What motivated you 5 years ago will still motivate you in 10 years. Your code is also consistent. Your motivations remain constant across all situations. Some of the tips to maintain, improve, self-motivated. Have a goal. Reward yourself for your small and big victories. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. Motivate yourself to think positively. Organize tasks into small and manageable parts. Give yourself breaks. Let me hand over the stadium to G to evaluate the meeting.
Now it is time to evaluate the ineffable speeches that we had today. So to evaluate Toastmaster Cisy's speech, today we have an adventurous person who believes in continuous learning and who never gives up. I have personally witnessed how adventurous he is. Few months before I went with my family for a break to Pondicherry, and suddenly I happened to see him in front of a shop, and I asked him, whom did you come with? And he said that all my friends are busy, so I just came myself and I enjoyed 2 days. So, and you will be excited to know his motivational quote, live larger than longer, and I am very special. Please help me in inviting the first evaluator, Toastmaster Hemant, to evaluate the speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for your kind introduction. Life is to learn and move on. Today, Toastmaster Cisy has delivered an ineffable speech. I was really inspired by her. First of all, the purpose of speech was completed, and I see that 80% of the speech was completed, like feedback and evaluation part. So she can move forward. Now coming to the thing, what are her strengths? I see. First of all, her strength is in her vocabulary. Her command in her English was astonishing, and the flow of speech was really good. She has really fantastic introduction, where I was amazed like what this speech is going to be, and for whole time I was connected because of your introduction. After that, you have given your examples which were very relevant to the whole structure of the speech. For example, about the Michael Jordan and AIR BNB. Now, third thing is your sincerity towards your speech, and your emotions were depicted when you were giving your speech. Now coming to some weakness or where you can work on. The thing is, I find, and you also come here to build your confidence. I see there is something where you can build your confidence. Now coming to things how you can build your confidence and what are my recommendations for that. First of all, I would like to give my examples how I build my confidence. See, maybe you have heard of my story, that is Kabaddi story. In that story, what I have done, I just flung my hand to show that I am actually practicing that thing. That is the Kabaddi story. So when you are giving your speech, then try to have your personal story first thing. If you are not trying to have your personal story like Michael Jordan, then you can have some actions like how this Michael Jordan will act or deliver their speech. If he is there, then he will not just speak about it, he will do some acting or something like that. This is how you can build your confidence level. See, your confidence, your English vocabulary is really fantastic. But it is just to build your confidence to a next level. Now coming to the summations, what I liked in your speech is I learned the impact of your opening, and I learned it that I should also follow these things and learn from this. And coming to the final conclusion, you have finally delivered a good speech. You will definitely create a future we all want to see. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hemant. To evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Jagan, today we have another adventurous person who loves working out, watching movies and chilling with friends. She is the one who introduced peace as a part of our basic requirement of life. Her motivational quotes are, "Move on, things will get better." Please help me in welcoming Toastmaster Praveena Sriram to evaluate Toastmaster Jagan's speech.
Just as fuel, heat and oxygen are required to set things on fire and to keep it burning, so does Jagan found out 3 weapons to keep his fire burning and keep him motivated. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. TMOD set me on fire. That's how it started, with peals of laughter. Do you think you need a better opening than that? That is what humor does to people. One of the competencies that is most required for this particular project is to find out what are the qualities, the important qualities of a successful, effective mentor. And those were the 3 weapons which Toastmaster Jagan had mentioned: truth, excellence, compassion, with interesting anecdotes. And he made it interactive too. Because normally this particular project I too have given, and we all have to really rack our brains to find out how to make it really interesting. Because this is one particular project which all of us have to do, and it is kind of a mundane project, so it really needs every bit of creative aspect from our side to get the guests as well as the Toastmasters interested and to be glued. So he definitely did get 3 different anecdotes, made it interactive, and he kept setting the stage on fire repeatedly by using his punchline title of "Set Me on Fire, Set Me on Fire," with eye contact at almost each and every person. And mind you, he would have definitely burnt everyone with his eyes had we not had a contact with his eyes. That shows the confidence that he had and how comfortable he was expressing himself and how passionate he was about his mentors. His conclusion was not preachy. It was again of an analogy of his suit and shirt, saying, "This is not who I am exactly, there is much more to it, and only a mentor will be able to tell what the difference is." It was very, very powerful and not preachy. None of us are perfect, and if we think we are perfect, we definitely have a problem. So that is where we actually start sliding down. So what is it that we can do to always keep bettering ourselves? Toastmaster Jagan, there is one more competency which is about the qualities of a prodigy. You spoke a lot about mentors, you spoke how much it helped you. But what are the skills or what are the qualities and attitudes that are required of a prodigy to be more appealing to the mentor, so that the mentor is charged to provide us with more details, and how can we be more accepting of it? There is also one part which says there is a difference between coaching and mentoring. You could have probably given an anecdote of how you were coached by a certain person and how mentoring is different. Facial expression, hand gestures, and voice modulation would have added much more impact. There was one place where you said, I was peaceful. Hand gestures and all that would have definitely added much more impact to otherwise a great speech of yours. So all in all, a wonderful speech. Just take care of these recommendations and then we have a yet another wonderful speech coming our way. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praveena. To evaluate the third speaker, Toastmaster Vijayarajan, today we have a mechanical engineer who works for Ford. He's a cricketer. He himself is a source of motivation in Medley with his perfections. But he is motivated by the words of Vivekananda, arise, awake and stop not till your goal is reached. Join with me to welcome our ex-president and current DTM Toastmaster Saravanan.
Used to be DTM. Okay. So, thank you Toastmaster Vijayarajan for showcasing a shark tank in front of all the audience. There are three things I liked in your speech. First is the lesson I can take away from this speech. The mindset change. Not everybody will talk about, okay, there is a need, okay. So the doctors has a need and I am an entrepreneur who is coming up with a solution. So that is the first lesson I have learned from you, and it is a lesson for everybody. If there is a need, think like an entrepreneur and you can come up with a solution for anybody and anything else. Second thing I liked is your start. How did you start the speech? You started with Toastmasters and doctors. I was really wondering why you are calling doctors. Then only I realized IndianDoctors.com. Yeah, that is a brilliant way to start a speech. The third thing I liked is not everybody will have the guts to talk about their failure, but you have the guts. And second thing is you also have the guts to relaunch a failed product. That is really a lesson for everybody to take away. Having said that, there are three opportunities I can see in your speech. The first opportunity, I would say, you talked about your competition, right? So the Practo versus Indian doctors, the failed attempt. But what is the benefit that was brought by Practo? If you had brought in some statistics and facts and showcased how Practo was more competent at that point of time and how my product will be competent at this point of time, if you have showcased that difference, that would have been much better. Second thing is, when you talked about the investors for 200 crores, 200 crores is some big money. When you talked about the investors and when you are pitching for that, I would like to see some of the techniques, DFMEA, that is design mode, failure mode effect analysis. So what are the points that it can fail? What are the mitigation practices which you can bring in? What are the contingency factors that you can bring in? And how my money will not be going waste? And what will be the risk-based rework? If you had brought that statistics, that would have inspired confidence on the investors. The third thing is, there is a technique also. Have you ever seen a donation box empty? It always have few 100 rupees notes. There is a technique behind that. You could have told that this is a 200 crore project. Already DTM Thomas has invested 1 crore in that. Or Toastmaster Pravda has invested 1 crore in that. And I need only 198 crores. Definitely would have got the 198 crores by the end of the speech itself. But you could have used that technique also. These are the three things I see as an opportunity. To summarize, you had a great start, it has a great lesson, and it's a gutsy attempt. And the risks you should have showcased much better. And then another opportunity is you should have showcased your benefits also much better. Overall, a great speech. Over to the general audience.
Thank you, Mr. Saravanan. May I now call upon the timer to give the timer report. Before that, may I know the qualified evaluators?
Qualified evaluators are Toastmaster Hemant and Toastmaster Saravanan.
Toastmaster Hemant and Toastmaster Saravanan, please take few seconds to vote for the best evaluator. It's time to listen to the timer's detailed report. Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator.
Timers report. Prepared speeches, Toastmaster Cisy was 5 minutes and 1 second. Toastmaster Jagan, 7 minutes 28 seconds. Toastmaster Vijayarajan, 8 minutes 9 seconds. For the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Dharan, 1 minute 22 seconds. Toastmaster Rajesh Ahu, 1 minute 9 seconds. Toastmaster Keerthan George, 1 minute 58 seconds. Toastmaster Shanmugavel, 1 minute 39 seconds. Toastmaster Shanmugavel, 1 minute 39 seconds. Toastmaster Tamaravel, 1 minute 44 seconds. Toastmaster Srijadanand, 1 minute 59 seconds. Toastmaster Rajit Kumar, 1 minute 35 seconds. Guest Abhinav, 1 minute 52 seconds. Guest Sanjay, 1 minute 31 seconds. And for the evaluation speeches, Toastmaster Hemant, 2 minutes 54 seconds. Toastmaster Praveena, 3 minutes 37 seconds. And Toastmaster Saravanan, 3 minutes 7 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat. I now welcome Toastmaster Pearl to give the counter report.
So I'm very glad to announce that Toastmaster Prasanna, Toastmaster Kalyani, Toastmaster Bharat, Toastmaster Dharan, Toastmaster Cisy, Toastmaster Praveena, Toastmaster Jagan, and Toastmaster Saravanan had a very clear speech. And also, as far as the guests are concerned, it's your first time, but still you had a very few number of repeats. So that's great. And Toastmaster Pravda had just 2 hours in her entire delivery today, and I had 1 repeat. Toastmaster Rekha had 3 counters. Toastmaster Hemant had 3 counters. Toastmaster Vijay had 3 counters, 3 so, and 3 repeats. DTM Thomas had just 2 counters while just telling about the topics. And Toastmaster Rajesh had 2 repeats. He used the word you know sometime, few times. Toastmaster Keerthan used a couple of times. Toastmaster Shanmugavel used 1 time. Toastmaster Tamaravel used a couple of times. Once, so once. Toastmaster Jay Anand used a couple of times. Toastmaster Ajit used once. That's all. That's the end of my thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pearl. I'll call upon Toastmaster Rekha to give the grammarian report. Greetings again. TM Prasanna Vani, while she mentioned about Neeraj Chopra, used a thing called flex himself more, and ample opportunities, unbattered, quest to improve. And TM Pravda, slam book, while mentioning about autograph, indulge, reminiscence, mold you into greater personality. TM Hemant, I really like that. Live larger than longer, I am special. And TM Cisy, bonding with desire, anecdote, thought to destiny, relentless, architects of the destiny. TM Praveena, prodigy, and again I like this quote, move on, things will get better. Rack our brains. TM Jagan, I really like the 3 themes, weapon of truth, weapon of excellence, weapon of compassion, and benevolence. TM Vijayarajan, enthralled and utility value. DTM Thomas, prove the degree of courage. TM Ajit Kumar, mental map, is a good thought while mentioning about Google Map. TM Saravanan, Shark Tank, is it a movie?
TV series.
Okay. That's really nice. And 2 observation, everyone will cry. We have to use this, everyone were crying. Father is died. Instead, you need to use this, his father is died or his father is dead.
That's all my grammarian report. Thank you for this opportunity. Sorry. Word of the day. We have 6 people use the word of the day. TM Jagan, TM Vijayarajan, DTM Thomas, TM Kalyani, TM Pravda, TM Hemant.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha. Please take few seconds to mark the best tag role player. Toastmaster Rekha for Grammarian, Toastmaster Pearl for Accountant, and Toastmaster Bharat as a timer. It's time for me to give the General Evaluator report. I would like to begin my General Evaluator report appreciating our Vice President Education who filled all the roles by Monday of this week. And though there were few backouts at the last minute, which is inevitable, she still was able to compensate that with a surprise session. Kudos to our VPE, Toastmaster Prasanna Vani. I would like to also appreciate the first time role players, Toastmaster Bharat as the timer, Toastmaster Rekha as the grammarian, and Toastmaster Kalyani as the Toastmaster of the day. They did their role in a very perfect way. The presiding officer, the meeting started promptly on time, 2:55 p.m. And the presiding officer also started with a great note and introduced the Toastmasters, the happenings of the Toastmasters that would have definitely helped the guests. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kalyani, played it for the first time, and she made a very interesting theme, the M code, that would have definitely created so much of interest and excitement to know among the members to know what M code means, and she spoke a lot about motivation and how each motivation is unique for every individual. Kudos to Toastmaster Toastmaster Kalyani. And we had 3 wonderful speeches today, and all the 3 speeches were beautifully evaluated by the evaluators. And one good thing that I noticed in today's session is the breathing exercise that was conducted by Toastmaster Praveena, that I found every member responding to her and they were involved in the breathing session that would have definitely energized you. And TT session, and I have to appreciate distinguished Toastmaster Thomas for conducting it in a novel way, allowing the speakers to choose their type of question depending upon the difficulty and their curiosity. That was a novel idea, sir. And as requested by our previous guest, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster also explained what a table topic session is. He gave an advance notice to all those who will be called as a speaker for the table topic. That was a good thing, sir. And few recommendations that I wanted to, or that I noticed as a general evaluator is, those who came earlier can occupy the front seat, so that those who are coming little late can occupy the back seat, so that during when the meeting was going on there was some noise in pulling out the chairs. That can be avoided because they don't need to come and end time get themselves seated in the middle of the rows. So the front seats are still vacant. And another thing is, few of them would have attended the meeting on attended an online meeting on the proceedings of a Toastmaster meeting, and it was mentioned even in that TM or DTM should not be used. Instead, we have to use Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmasters. So TM or DTM can be avoided when we are mentioning or calling a Toastmaster to the stage. And I don't know how many of you noticed, today our Asthana photographer is missing and we didn't have a photo session at all. So I request anybody who is not playing any role can volunteer themselves, and if there is no photography taken, if Toastmaster Anuradha is not there for the meeting, I request someone who is not playing any role to volunteer for that. So that's all I have for today's session. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pravda. I think we had an ineffable meeting today. Continuing with that, we are going to have a surprise session by TM Priyadashini, who is an RCM medical coding. Welcome, Toastmaster Priyadashini. Over to you.
So, hi, good evening everyone, Toastmasters and Team Media and the guests. Everyone are thinking or excited or energy is down to know about the surprise event. How the energy level is, 1 to 10? 6. Okay, I'll promise you at the end of the session your energy level definitely will be better. Okay, what do you think the surprise event will be?
The sneakers.
Thomas, you always have a right answer. Yes, whenever a teacher enters into the classroom and the students will always have this heartbeat in their heart that is there going to be a surprise test? Oh my god, yes, today is your surprise test. Okay, so I think everyone are good listeners. To be a good listener is very much important as you are a good speaking person. So this I stole this quote from one of the Google thing, obviously. Here we are going to break into groups and see how your listening skills are, because I proved my listening skill over here. So I want to check how everyone's listening skill are. For making you into groups, can we involve TMOD and GU also into this? Thank you. We are going to do a very simple exercise. We are going to start telling 4 words and each word will be a group. Okay? A person who is taking one word will be of one group. That sentence is, I love you darling. Okay? So each one have to give one word and all the eyes will be sitting over here same way. 4 groups, 4 words. I love you darling. Okay? I'm going to start with the Toastmaster Pravda. I will start? Okay, good. Okay. First question to the I team. Who is the sportsman that Prasanna Vani was quoting on flexibility? Yes.
No, I have to tell.
Yeah, it's a team.
Neeraj Chopra.
Oh, awesome. 1 point, big round of applause. Okay, 10 points. Okay. Next goes to the love team. Okay. The question is, we got one secret from TM Pravda today. When she is down, she will go through these books. What are those books?
Islam.
Oh, the point goes to the love team again. Again, you won. Arama Jaichomada. You got the 10 points, but the same side goal.
Same side.
So you got it. You got 10 points with no answer, but still you got 10 points. Awesome. But guys, don't lose your points like this. So it's a game. And it's a serious game. Okay, now it goes to the U team. U team is this. You can go by this. U team. What question can I give? Okay. Who said these words? It's not important what you do, it's important how you do. Who told these words today? But today, someone told here, standing beautifully, and who told those words?
We'll take a guess.
Who told those words?
Our team or
You have to come closer. You seem to be in that team.
Now we are being
Oh, fortunately, you. The question goes to the darling. You told it.
Yeah, it is Kalyani.
This is wrong. Yeah.
This is unfair.
This
point comes to us.
No points for anyone. So the words were from the beautiful lady over here, Kalyani. These were the words from
We have to give negative.
She remembers saying it also.
Then she introduced me, she told.
But she said it was hers. How could it be? We can't give points. The question is,
Okay,
whose
we
words
can
are
pass this question at the last. I will let you know who will get this answer.
Or 5 each.
next question.
So it's a pass question, so I'll get you the next question for you.
So we want you question.
I'll get you the marks. You will get the marks anyway.
You're done.
Okay then. Questions to the darling. Okay. Failing over and over in my life. Cisy told these words. Who's that athlete name? Failing.
She must have read the script.
That is the advantage of the whole family coming into this.
That is insider.
That is the advantage. Okay?
Inside
We
my
have
job.
the whole family in our family, so you have to accept it. 10 points to darlings. Okay, then again one more question to the team I. Okay, this is an easy question. What are the 3 weapons that Jagan was saying?
One of truth, one of excellence, compassion.
I want the answer for break.
Weapon of truth, weapon of excellence, weapon of compassion.
Okay, awesome. Everybody lovely. Everybody understood you.
Sorry, point of order. How can evaluator answer?
I didn't answer. She didn't answer. I asked her.
Their notes were passed.
Okay, awesome, my team. And the question goes to love team. Oh yeah, this is an interesting question. What's the website name that Vijayarathan was stating about?
Indian
Doctors.
Indian doctors.
Full.
No.
Yeah, you were almost right. Come on, Indian doctors.
Let's also
Ross, 10 marks for that?
What's
Yes.
what's the name?
IndianDoctors.in.
No, that is not correct.
Indian DRS dot.
Is that DRS?
That is what he spelled.
Yes.
No, there is no
No, there is no website for Indian
We
DRS.
didn't ask the person who spelled that, man. Please, can you please give the, be a judge? Okay, you spelled that way, but IndianDRS.in was the thing, so I cannot give it to you because but still I have given a free thing on your website, so you should give me a share of it. Okay, next question.
No marks.
People have told Indian doctors because he is the owner of that website. He only told it is you should spell it like IndianDRS.in. So that is how you have given me the answer. Since it is not. I'll get you a better question.
Very compassionate with master.
If you ask more questions, minus 10.
Okay, I love to be simple here. What drink Dharan wants to drink after the lunch?
We all know the answer, but we will wait.
5 seconds. Beyond 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Pass.
Black tea.
Oh, okay. So, darling team, whom was he talking about in his table topics? Team Keaton.
Plural. 2 he spoke about.
Okay.
Chemistry teacher and
No.
biology.
He was talking about his biology teacher. Is it right, Keaton?
Yeah, both are correct.
So 10 marks to darling. Can we continue? Yes. Okay. Very much interested. How is the energy level now?
Who is getting the
Now the I team will be getting now. Okay. Okay. Shanmughavel, TM Shanmughavel, what was the course he was wanted to do and instead he gave back the draft?
MPhil.
And what was the draft amount?
10,000, 15,000, 16,000.
Well, come into conclusion, please.
15,000.
Is it correct? Yes. So 10 marks to IT. Now, love team. See whether that person is really complicated. Okay. Mr. Ajit told these words, fill in the blanks. You don't need to have a Google map if you have a dash. Oh, awesome. That has to do
No, mental map.
Mental. Can you change it to my
Oh, that's nice. Okay then, to the YouTube, sorry.
No marks in YouTube.
Okay, I think, guess Praveena, who's his influence when he was talking about his daily topics? No, no, there are this. Oh, correct. See, I'm giving you all easy questions. You have to read me after that.
We'll have Sundar.
Okay, then, darling team, you have the question now. I think you will put it right. What is Guess Sanjay's book that he was talking about? I see all the questions. Sorry? Yes. Okay then, we'll go to the last round of questions here. We'll see who is the winning team here.
We should win the winning.
Oh, which is the winning team? I team?
Yes. We never told any wrong answer.
Okay. What was the technique that Evaluator team, Saravanan was telling to increase your, when you are an entrepreneur, you can use this technique. If you're an entrepreneur, you can use this technique, and actually it is, it's not a very popular.
Tell about 2 crores you have, 198 crores you need.
He used some words for
No. That's
You
about
have something that
somebody
you
has invested and you have to tell that so that people will start going.
Yeah.
More than 5 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Seeding capital.
5. Do you have your PE? It's this right. Some algebra is very simple. I cannot give it to this team because this team has the evaluator.
Even if it does, we don't know the answer.
Okay, we can pass it to this U team.
He's the one.
What sheet is it correct? Okay, correct.
What's that? Yeah.
Can you please tell us?
That's it's on marks, right? Then it is wrong.
Actually, my answer didn't go with your answer, so I cannot give you yours.
Why you didn't listen You didn't listen properly. You listen properly.
It's not that.
Design failure.
What is this? Okay. You are better. Okay, then go.
So this is a analysis.
So you are correct with 10 marks.
That is a guarantee. I'm giving you 5 more seconds to get you 10 plus. Okay, we'll go to the
Question for us.
Oh, also awesome question. Thanks for that.
You can make it marks.
Oh, this is a very difficult question for you guys. Okay. Yes. What is the time taken by Rajesh Sahu in his table topics? Tell me the time taken. You even have to close my answer also, I'm fine with it. We can go for the 20 seconds. 20 seconds. I'll give you 5 seconds more. You give me close answer, I'll give 1. 5. No? 1 minute 45 seconds. Which one will you be? Awesome! Thanks!
He didn't say anything.
You would have passed it in
Body language.
Yeah.
Found out.
Okay, but anyway, they have given the answer, so have to Timer cannot memorize everything. I also been a timer. Definitely it's a tough job. To
But
memorize every
Hemant can
person's
memorize.
time.
Hemant can. Speech he cannot memorize.
Okay, so your question is passed to them. So now you team. Easy question only. That's why I'm thinking whether I should do this question. Okay. Prove the degree of courage without these words. What is the question?
Prove the degree of courage.
Prove the degree of courage. Who told these words today in this stage?
Options.
Five seconds. 5 seconds. Yeah.
Last question to the darling team. How many times Hemant used fillers and what? It's not should be from it's not be from one other photos.
How many what?
How many times Hemant used fillers? 3 years. Oh my God. It was an ineffable session. You know who are the winners? Everybody in this floor are the winners. Everybody is looking with the sugar and coffee today. Enjoy the evening, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Hope we had a great day and everybody has voted for the role players also. And now I hand over to President TM Prasanna Vani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalyani. What an ineffable meeting we had today. I would like to thank all the role players who put in their best possible effort for this meeting. Special thanks to distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham and Toastmaster Priyadashni for taking up the roles at the last minute. This entire meeting symbolizes what Toastmasters can do for you. We saw a speech on how a speaker improved her self-confidence. We saw a speech where a speaker showed the benefits of mentoring. And we saw a speech where a speaker showed how one could manage change, focus on the positive, and come up with creative solutions for the problems we face in life. This is just a small subset of what Toastmasters can do for you. There's much more as we go along. It's also my great pleasure to announce that we have 2 level completions with this meeting. Toastmaster Cisy has completed her level 1 and Toastmaster Jagan has completed his level 2 in visionary communication. Can we have a few guest feedback, please? Abhinav, would you like to come and give your feedback on what you felt about this meeting?
Overall, it was a very great experience as it was my first day today. And what I learned here is anyone can come to the stage, talk what they feel. They are free to put their idea forward. So it was a very great session. I enjoyed it. So thank you so much, ma'am. I had a great time here, and I hope I can come next week also. So thank you so much.
We look forward to having you here next week also. Can I have Sanjay to come and tell a few words on this meeting?
Thank you for having me today. Today's session was a great session. It was an eye-opener for me because I feel like I'll gain more confidence if I come and speak out more, because I feel like because I have not spoken to a group of people, I feel my self-confidence is less. I feel that once I open up to more people and speak in front of such an audience, I'll get back my self-confidence. I'll be able to speak in front of more people. So thank you for having me. Hope to come next week as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinav. I'm glad you liked this session today. Yes. I have a few things to announce. One is we have a contest coming up next week, September 16th. We have a humorous speech contest, and evaluation contest happening next week. Guests are also welcome to be a part of the contest. It will be a regular meeting timing. You can come and join us. This will be a place where you will get all the speakers who come and show all the speaking abilities which they've learned in Toastmasters. It will be a contest, very tightly contested contest in Medley. So all of you members and guests, please do not miss it out. Next, there is an outstanding EP award given by the district. For this, the Vice President Education has to give 8-week agenda with all the role players and the speakers filled in. The last date is the end of next week. I've discussed with many members and put the roles and speech slots accordingly. I will be circulating it in the group. Kindly review it and let me know if there are any changes in it. We can go ahead based on that. The other thing I would like to add is our district is conducting many Toastmaster leadership initiatives, sessions where they focus on educating members on various aspects like be it speech, speaking, leadership and other meeting proceedings. As Toastmaster Pravda mentioned, we had a session just few days back on meeting protocols and etiquette. I found it immensely beneficial and I also encourage all members to attend it if possible. A few things which I learned and I would like to share here are, when we address a person, this Pravda's mentioned, we call that person as Toastmaster, not TM, and Distinguished Toastmaster, not DTM. But while writing, we write Thomas Abraham, DTM. While writing, DTM comes at the end, but while addressing, it should be Distinguished Toastmaster at the beginning. And there are no rule for any other titles like Sir, Doctor, Professor, even if the person is a Padma Bhushan awardee, they say no need to mention those titles. Toastmaster alone will do. The other etiquette which they mentioned was to how to have a pleasant meeting with minimizing interruptions. For that, suppose we have physical balance, we can have the surgeon seated at the back and all of us can pass the ballot towards the end of the meeting. And how we should minimize interruptions. We do not get up and walk when a speaker is on stage. Any walking or movement has to happen between the speech slots. This is another thing which they stressed. And also while giving an award and receiving an award, we should hold the award in the left hand, shake hands, transfer the award to your right hand, and then give the award. Though we take this for granted, it was nice to know there is so much protocol involved in this. And when we come and take over the stage also, when we shake hands, it's better not to cross the person who's going to take on the stage in front. We cross the person who's going to take on the stage either from the side or from behind the person. These are a few etiquettes which I found interesting and I thought I'll share with all of you. There is one session coming up on Sunday also on evaluation in speech contest and humorous contest. Please do register and be a part of all the TLI events. Many interesting events are happening. With this, I would like to announce the winners for today's meeting.
Madam, milestone meeting, please.
Milestone meeting is
They have
planned.
to register.
Yeah, please register for the milestone meeting. This registration link is only for members. It's been circulated in a group. Kindly, this will help us to plan the number of members who are expected to attend. It will help us plan the venue and other things accordingly. Kindly do register for that. Coming to the winners for today's meeting, the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Cisy. The best table topic speaker goes to guest Sanjay. The best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Saravanan. The best role player goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham. The best tag role player goes to Toastmaster Pearl. With this, I adjourn this meeting number 747. Please do join us for the next meeting also.